6 beds, 5 baths, a 1-car detached garage, and 4,200 square feet of living space, all for only $225,000. But it is in one of the top 10 most dangerous cities in the entire country. So is it worth it? A good investment? Or could you just move in and live there? We're gonna talk about it. Make me a deal. If you get any value or information out of today's video, hit that like and subscribe button. My name is Greyson Roberts, a realtor and owner of Boss Properties, your one-stop shop for all your real estate needs. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest across the entire country, don't hesitate to reach out, call, text, or email. My information is everywhere. But we like to talk about fun and interesting and cool properties here worldwide, and especially here in Missouri, in the greater Springfield, Missouri area. And today we're talking about a St. Louis mansion for $225,000. That is not exactly move-in ready, but it's pretty big for not a lot. Also, don't skip ahead because today's sponsor is going to pay you to sign up instead of the other way around. That's right, long-term Boss Properties sponsor, Webull, our favorite online stock brokerage that I've been using personally for 4 years and I've never paid them a dime. They're gonna pay you in the form of a sign-up bonus. All you gotta do is click the link in my description, create an account, deposit as little as 1 cent, and then they're gonna put all that money into your brokerage account. You can sell them by the dip, make more money, or lose money in the market like everybody else right now, or simply cash them out and put them in your bank because inflation sucks. But definitely master your money with Webull. I use it every day of my life, and I'm looking forward for you guys getting that free money. Okay, so you guys know that we like to start with the MLS, aka Zillow description. So I'm gonna pop up a couple images of the property as I give you the listing agent's description, so we can kind of get a sneak peek, and then we're gonna run through every single photo, and I'm gonna give you my full opinion. I'm gonna talk about condition. I'm gonna talk about price. I'm gonna talk about everything that is involved in buying this deal. So here is the description from the listing agent. Great investment opportunity with this 4,200 plus square foot, 3-story, 15-room home. Brick home with tall ceilings, original woodwork, some stained glass, some wood floors, a crowfoot tub, antique lighting fixtures. End of sentence. I'm sorry, this description is written terribly. God bless. 6 bedrooms with 3 sunrooms on the back of home. Home has been purged of old appliances and most all personal items. Ready for a new investor or owner to work their magic, but magic is spelled incorrectly. Detached brick garage as well. Located on private street with close proximity to I-70, 64, and I-44, and short distance from Forest Park. A little bit of a word salad, but I like to read it as is on the listing description. So it's important to note that this home is actually currently pending, has been on the market for 29 days, and has 90,000 listing views. Because at the end of the day, you get a lot of home for not a lot of money. In fact, this is some of the cheapest square footage, a price per square foot I've seen in a while for a home that is in relatively decent condition, relatively livable condition. I think people think this is actually a better deal than it really is, and it's only at $53 per square foot. So finally, let's go through it and see if this property is worth kind of fixing up and working on and investing in, or if it's just a complete scrapper. Because it's very important to keep in mind that for a lot of scenarios, it's actually cheaper to just demolish everything and then start from scratch. It's honestly cheaper to just not bother with it and build something new sometimes, because you gotta figure out, like, if you need to convert a lot of systems from the old to the new, because keep in mind you have all of the costs of taking things out. You know, if you're replacing countertops and walls and you're adjusting load-bearing walls, there's a lot that goes into renovating, like heavily renovating a property and like actually fundamentally changing its functions. So already off the bat, it doesn't seem like that good of a deal. Okay, so what I believe is that this is an all brick home, and from the front of the house, it is absolutely gorgeous. I love this style of, I believe it was early 1900s, and it just looks like an old school building. I'm just a big fan of how it looks, and obviously there needs some work on the outside, but from the outside it doesn't look that bad. And that garage space you see directly to the left, I don't think that's the attached one, but we'll see a couple photos here later. I think you can actually see what I believe is the actual garage. Yeah, back there towards the back of the property. I believe that is actually the garage you get. But as you can see, lots of windows, lots of brick, and it's just a gorgeous structure. And did I mention 4,200 square feet? I mean, it's large. Okay, moving inside, we get the first taste of this property. So instantly you can tell that this home is heated by radiators. So basically, you can keep this system, but it's actually going to be fairly expensive to convert this from radiation heat to actual forced air, using what modern homes use. So you can leave it if you want. However, it just looks really bad. It's way out of style. Some people would argue that it kind of keeps the characteristic of the house, the charm. But a lot of people will also argue that it's not effective and it's just obsolete, and it would be worth, well, some people would say it's worth converting it to forced air. However, it would be really expensive because the entire home is heated by radiators. So that's the first thing I noticed. The second thing I noticed is obviously it's got the old early 1900s style, which is not that big of a deal. I do like the solid wood trim. However, you can see that you see yellowing and peeling on the roof. Now, this could be due to age, or this could actually be due to water damage. And I do think that there is plenty of moisture getting into this house, and we'll talk about that in a second. So right off the bat, you can already see major renovations that need to be made. Not even renovations, really, just things that need to, aren't going to be shiny bells and whistles, but things that fundamentally need to make the property function. Now, moving on, you see wallpaper, and I know what you're thinking. You just pull off wallpaper. But wallpaper can actually be a nightmare to take off, but it's not that big of a deal. You see that you've got old light fixtures, and that's one of the most basic things you can change. You have a super old school looking fireplace, which I actually really like, and you can see you have an AC unit back there. But moving on, more radiators you can see. Moving on into what would be the main living area with the fireplace, and this actually looks to be in decent condition. There's something a little bit suspicious up above that light. Might be getting a little moisture in there. But sometimes, with homes that have been kind of left alone from the early 1900s that really haven't been updated, the ceiling can actually start to warp and kind of look like there's water damage, but really it's just regular wear and tear that hasn't been maintained. And you can actually see some stained glass, which is a cool touch too. Now moving into here. Now, like I said, I'm a real estate professional. Real estate agents basically know a little about a lot. So the kitchen is basically going to have to pretty much be gutted. So you can see all of the cabinets are open, which means that there is moisture getting in, and there is probably a severe mold infestation, which could be extraordinarily damaging to the actual structure of the home, and it could be very expensive to remediate. Not to mention that we're seeing a lot of peeling on the walls and the ceiling, which is another hint that moisture might be getting in, water damage might be getting in, or it just could be age. However, I think it is water related based on the cabinets kind of being cracked and the drawers being opened a little bit. It does look like we've got some warping and some wear and tear. It doesn't look like this is not water related. I think it's a combination of things. So this is another example of how the property is actually probably going to be cheaper to just start from scratch, because you got to gut, you got to take all this stuff out, you got to repair what the water and the mold has damaged. Like I said, I don't know this for a fact. I have never set foot in this property, but this is just my first impressions. You can see what looks like plenty of more moisture and water damage around there. And like I said, some of it could just be regular wear and tear from an old property that hasn't been updated or upkept with, but it's very well could be moisture getting in. As you can see, that is definitely a water spot up there, the weakness where the light fixture is, where it's hooked into the wall. There's clearly water seeping in through there. But overall, this room doesn't look too bad. I actually really like the kind of glass cabinetry, the display cabinetry here in the living room. I really do like that. That's pretty cool. And overall, I really like this home. We're kind of moving in. We got some double doors, and you can see some more paint peeling. A little bit more erosion there. Nothing too crazy. Can't really chalk that up to water damage. Moving into the upstairs, what are we, 11 out of 20 here? I like these. I would guess that these are solid wood doors and frames, which just look absolutely gorgeous. The tiling is, honestly, I would leave the tiling alone because tile is expensive, it's durable, and it's original. So I really like that. In fact, everything I believe is original. Now, moving through here, we've got just another room, more radiators, nothing too out of the ordinary here. This looks like just a bit of a sunroom. Now, there are 15 rooms in this property, which is pretty magnificent. Going through, you can see we're getting into more tile, we're getting into more hardwood floor. The yellow paint on the walls is actually not a big deal because it's not wallpaper, I don't think, so you could easily cover that up. Moving on, looks like we've got this doesn't, oh, maybe it is carpet. I'm not exactly sure. Now that I'm looking at it, it does look like damaged carpet that is just patched. Looks like it's been horribly patched. I believe that doesn't look like baseboard at all. I'm not totally sure on that, but carpet is not that hard to replace. As you can see, more wear and tear. Man, this property is honestly really beautiful, but I'm just worried about the fundamental structure of it. Now we're getting into the hardwood floors, which I believe is on the second story or third story. There's actually 3 stories. This very well could be the third story. Now, the hardwood floors, it doesn't really matter what condition they are, because if they are solid hardwood, which they probably are given the era this home was built, you can basically sand them down and refinish them in an unlimited amount of time. So if I found out that the new owner replaced this with like the modern, sleek looking vinyl plank flooring, I would be upset, because this is absolutely gorgeous hardwood floor that still has a significant amount of polish on it, which is extraordinarily impressive considering the condition of the home. And I don't know, maybe I'm a sucker for details, but this hardwood floor to me is just gorgeous. It's giving me literal goosebumps right now. This is how much I genuinely adore this beautiful hardwood floor. I don't know much about wood, and I don't know what kind of wood it would be. Let me know in the comments below. Oh, your radiators are a little bit different color here. Moving into the bathroom, you see more wear and tear on the walls, but that's basically the entire property. As you can see, there's the back of it, and that is the edge of your garage there. That garage needs a solid power washing. But this has been the $225,000, 4,200 square foot, early 1900s home, and I really enjoy this property. I hope you guys enjoyed the tour and my little insight in there. Personally, I think this would be a terrible investment, just off of the kind of impressions I'm getting. I'm scared of the water damage. I'm scared of the mold as a result of that and the fundamental structure that is damaged to it. However, it does look like a fairly well-constructed home, so I'm sure the person that is actually purchasing it and it's pending did a home inspection and figured it out and is willing to take on the risk. So that is this property. Definitely stay tuned if you would like to see more cool properties like this. This isn't really super cool, but it's really cheap and interesting, and we do a lot of fun stuff like that. And if you are looking to buy, sell, or invest anywhere in the country, give me a call. I'd be more than happy to help you out. Get the free money with Webull down below, and I'm going to stop talking and drink some water.